have one when I start up because I can't play the blues.
A lot of smoke.
Friday night and you've just caught the late screening at Bloor Cinema. You step out onto the street and hear a single electric guitar howling from a distance. As you stroll toward Bathurst station, the music grows louder. Classic blues riffs fill the crisp evening air as you round the corner. A shaggy older man sits on his amp, cigarette perched between his lips, effortlessly jamming on his glossy Washburn. You drop some change into his open case and continue on your way as the soundtrack to the streets echoes behind you. Who is this man?
My name is Memphis, one word, like Bono or Madonna. I will be 60 years old next month, and I got my first guitar when I was 10 years old. I've been playing music since I was about 7, and I've been a serious student of the blues for about 25 years.
Until the first Trudeau government, busking was considered illegal in Canada. Things changed in the late 70s and street performers went from being considered vagrants to artists adding to the atmosphere of the city. Around the same time, Memphis drifted into town with empty pockets and no place to rest his head.
I sort of been on the road on and off most of my life, hitchhiking around. I never had much money, so I hitchhiked from Ottawa and I came down here with almost nothing. And there was a guy, I ran into a guy in front of the Brunswick I'd known in Vancouver who was also a street musician. And he told me about a place I could stay. There was a room there that wasn't being rented because it had holes in the walls because a bunch of Guyanese cowboys had lived in this room and were practiced at getting really drunk and throwing each other through the wall head first. So the room wasn't being rented, and I moved into it. After about 2 months, I went and confessed to the landlady who had a store downstairs that I'd been living there, and if she gave me paint and plaster, I would fix the place up and give her rent for it. But anyway, this guy said to me one day, over 20 years ago, he said, you need some money. And I said, yeah. He said, do you want to use my equipment, say in the evenings or whatever? And I said, sure. And that's when I started to play electric guitar seriously. And I knew little enough about it and well, I knew my blues scales, but I didn't understand the sound of the electric to the point where I actually got a lot of people walking by saying things like, you suck. And that obviously has changed over the years. I don't get that too often. I mean, now it's people who are, just rude or trying to get my goat who tell me stuff like that, but most of the time I get things like you rock and you're awesome. Those are the two most common, which is really nice. I mean, but I've been on that corner on and off for well, since about '84.
Despite his love of the streets, they haven't always been kind to Memphis. Sometimes his neighbors aren't so happy to have him around.
Someone who more or less claimed to be sort of representative of the Neighborhood Watch Committee came up to me one day and complained that I had played one night till 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, she must have fallen asleep at 3 because I played till 6. And I made an agreement with her that I would be out of there by 2. And she was happy with that, because weekends this area is really noisy anyway. What are you going to do?
What drives Memphis to spend his nights in the cold street corners playing the blues for cash? Why would he choose to make his money in this way?
I like the freedom. I don't have to deal with booking agents, club owners, managers, anybody who could get it into his or her head that they could put a saddle on me and be my boss, which would take a lot of doing. And that used to be, when I was younger, that used to be a real problem, because I've, asked the odd show business type to step out in the alley and find out who the man is.